One day, I was invited for an interview, and it was in Lenana Plaza. The place is around Nairobi. There are a center opposite. There is a petrol station there. I'm forgetting its name. So immediately I entered the room. They posed me to a question. So which question did they ask me? They asked me, Boaz Mwaro, who are you? That is identity. So we are going to look about this identity in perspective to the biblical view, and we are going to base on one character, and that character is Moses. So we saw that the identity of Moses was about to be attacked at the time he was born. Remember, Moses is being born, but at that time the king had already made a decree that any child that is born when it's a boy, he was to be killed. Then when your identity is attacked, what will happen to you? Number one, when identity is attacked, the God created purpose in you is terminated. Then you see that the purpose of the Moses was to rescue the people of Israel to the land, the promised land of Canaan. So number two, also when your identity is attacked, we find that your destiny is now being aborted. You know that Moses, his destiny was to go and bring the Ark of the Covenant. But you remember at the time he was born, there was a battle of identity to him. So we find that the Moses, at that time Moses was born, we found that all the young men was being killed. So it forces her mother, her mother was a Hebrew. At that time they was in the land of Egyptian. So it forces her mother to go and hid him at the water body. It was a river. So at that time, when their sister, the sister of Moses, was watching after him, we found that there is the King Pharaoh's daughter. They came to have a bath at that river. So immediately they came, they looked at the baby. The baby was so handsome. Then the baby cried. When they cried, the compassion was with them. So they said, let us go with this boy so that we can nurture him. Surprisingly, at the time they arrived at the home, there was a maid to go and look for somebody to come and to nurse the child, and that is Moses. We found this child was nursed by his own mother. They go out there, then they bring a Hebrew lady. Then this lady was Moses' mother. He nurtured the Moses. When Moses was about to arrive and he was about to be given a name, he was handed back to this King Pharaoh's daughter. Then he was given Moses. Moses means he was drawn out of the water. So we found that the spirit of identity, it is an Hebrew that he has been grown up in an Egyptian way. It really disturbed him. So at that time, how did the Moses overcome this spirit of identity? When Moses he was walking, then he came across an Egyptian and a Hebrews that they was fighting. So we find that there were now two forces that was fighting Moses. There was an Egyptian and there was an Hebrew that was in him. It forces Moses to kill an Egyptian so that he can kill the Egyptian's name that was given, and now Moses left the Hebrews. So we find that now it takes Moses. This is the book of Exodus chapter 2 number 12. So he looked this way and the other way. When he realized that there is no one, he killed the Egyptian and he hid him on the sand. So we found that he killed the identity that was with him, then he hid the identity that was given. So at that time, Moses now was very disturbed. He forces him to move out to go to the Midian. When he went to the Midian, he fled the land of Egyptian at that time. Then he go to the Midian. That's the time Moses encountered with God. So how did Moses manage to encounter this battle of identity? Moses managed to encounter the battle of identity because Moses had faith. When you look in the Hebrew chapter number 11 verse 24, it says that by faith, when Moses became of age, He refused to be called Pharaoh's daughter. He refused automatically. It's no longer going to be associated with any Pharaoh's daughter. So that's how Moses began now to fight for his destiny. When he went to the Midian, he was a flock keeper. He decided to take care of the Jethro's flock. At that time, we see God encounter with the Moses. God encountered with the Moses, and he was able to speak to the Moses face to face at the burning bush. So we found that we as Christians, when we are growing up with so many forces that is fighting about our identity, and the solution is when you realize yourself, when you realize that I'm born for a purpose, when you realize that I'm born and I have a destiny that I have to fight for, the attack of battle will never attack you anymore. You will overcome it. So it takes you to have a lot of faith so that you can come and conquer this battle of identity. Yeah, you found that you were there just chewing, it's not the name of Mogoka, drinking alcohol, and doing all the form of prostitution. It's not that you have not understand yourself. It is now you have not realized that this is not me. When Moses realized that this is not him, he decided to kill what was controlling him. You know, some of us are given names that at the time of our birth, you find that we have the grandfather, the grandparents who died long years ago. They now come to be renamed in us. And now they came and renamed in us so that we go on possessing the character that was not made for us. So it is high time that we came out and we fight this battle of identity. I will be very brief today. Thank you guys. Continue keeping tuned. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget also to give this video a like, and don't forget to click that subscribe button. That is the only way that will be keeping me going, and that is the only way that will make this channel to grow. We shall discuss more and more things still coming. This is just by the beginning.